starting lineup for the Atlanta Hawks. At forward from Georgia, 6'8", number 21, Dominique Wilkins. 7-foot forward from Michigan State, number 42, Willis. Center from SMU, number 32, Koncak. At guard from Marquette, 6'4", number 25, Rivers. From Indiana, 6'6" guard, number 10, Wittman. The head coach for Atlanta is Michael Patillo. The assistant coaches, Brendan Sir, Brian Hill, Don Chaney, and the trainer is Joe O'Toole. Forward from Ohio State, 7 feet, number 6, Rivers. 6'9" forward from Virginia Union, number 34, Charles. In the middle, from Jacksonville, number 53, Gilmore.
Well, here it is, sold-out Chicago Stadium, and they are standing as high as this building goes. It goes up pretty high. The Phantom of the Opera will also be standing for tonight's game. It's that kind of a building. There's Doug Collins and the Chicago Bulls, much more than Michael now. They have a good jump shooting team surrounding Michael. They got some size here. Our own Michael, front cello of the Hawks. And we're set to go, second meeting of the two teams. Steve Javi, the young official on the left, and one of the best in the business, Joey Crawford, on the right. Good, tough official. He'll take control of this game. And you won't be able to hear yourself think if this is a barn burner like we expect. Chicago goes with Artis Gilmore in the middle. Brad Sellers, the tall jump shooter at small forward. And Mr. Oaktree, Charles Oakley at strong forward. The backcourt, Michael and John Paxson. John Koncak in the middle for the Hawks with Kevin Willis and Dominique. And the backcourt, Doc Rivers and Randy Wittman. John Sterling Footbeard from sold-out Chicago Stadium. We're set to go. Thanks for tuning us in. I think you'll enjoy it. Dominique posted up low right. Randy down low, Neek. Neek, post, spins, fakes, takes the jumper. Good. And Atlanta has a 2-0 lead.
And that's a great way for the Hawks to get started with Dominique Wilkins scoring the first basket over Sellers.
Here's Sellers, a good jump shooter. Although he's 7 feet, he is a small forward. And his game really is outside. This is Oakley. Off to Paxson. Paxson faked the jump shot. Now give it back to Sellers. And Kevin Willis grabs the rebound. Hawks, as you know, want to run every opportunity Rivers. Spinning, great drive by Rivers. He got foul going up. There's a beautiful spin move by Rivers. In truth, Rivers is much faster than Paxson and can take him.
Well, the key to the play was the spin. As you see, Doc Rivers getting fouled as he went up for the layup. There it is. The nice spin move and the foul by Oakley. You saw he had great footwork. He had already made up his mind what he was going to do against Paxson, and he went ahead and did it. Picked up the personal foul.
Rivers really won the game against Golden State the other night. He had to invent a drive and a turnaround jump shot. Nope, the Hawks stave off the Warriors. Rivers rolls in the second one. He makes two. And Atlanta leads it 4-0. John Paxson comes across. This is Sellers up top. Oakley posted left. Off the pickup high comes Jordan. Didn't get the pass. Sellers way outside. There's Jordan. Jordan, baseline drive. Koncak helps up. Shot is no good. And there's Oakley crashing the board.
You must get a body on him, John. That time, Oakley went to the offensive boards and scored as Willis forgot to put that body on him.
Rivers brings the dribble out. They said a weak side pick for Wittman, but no shot. Now off the single pick comes Wittman. It is no good. The rebound taken away by Horace Gilmore. A-Train sends out Paxson. Sellers open on the wing. Drive and jam.
Well, we got an opportunity to see what Brad Sellers likes to do. That time he got out on the break and was able to come up with the stuff as the Hawks failed to get back defensively.
Oh, we're tied at 4. Koncak up top. Willis posted low left. There's Kevin posted and doubled. Kevin doubled. Rivers open across. Drives the lane now. Takes an off-balance jumper in and out. Rebound, Oakley. Here's Sellers front court. Oakley averaging 17 rebounds a game. And he's been over 20. A lead for Gilmore off the pick and roll. Two men follow Jordan, and he gave a great pass to Gilmore rolling in. Chicago has scored 6 straight. They lead at 6-4. They open up the left side for Dominique. No double team yet. Now Paxson doubles. They go up top Rivers. Swing it for Wittman. They played that very well to Chicago. Willis, the hook is no good. And rebound knocked out of bounds by Oakley, Atlanta basketball.
John, that was excellent ball movement by the Hawks that time as they swung the ball from strong side to weak side and actually made the extra pass to get it down to Willis for the little jump hook. They're going to have to do that a lot against this good defense that Chicago is employing.
Koncak sets the pick. Rivers off the pick, cuts toward high. Now down low, Koncak who fakes a good drive. And the shot is blocked. Koncak regains and lays it in. Here's Paxson across. We're tied at 6. Jordan on the drive. See all the Hawks go over to him? That's amazing. The attention he draws. Sellers. For Chicago, surrounded him with good jump shooters. Gilmore drops it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Atlanta basketball. And by the way, folks, that's how I would play Jordan, too. Everybody and his brother on Jordan. Make him pass the ball and then hope for the best.
You try to make him pass the ball as soon as possible, and Randy Wittman is trying to deny him the ball as we have a personal foul against Chicago.
It's Gilmore, a non-shooting foul. And here's Rivers. Ball game tied at 6. We've played just over 3 minutes. Off the pick on the right side, and there's a foul on the pick against Kevin Willis.
Kevin Willis moving on the pick that time, trying to free up Wittman. He's going to have to stand there and play in this game. He cannot afford to make foolish fouls like that, especially going against Charles Oakley.
Now here's Paxson. Off the Oakley pick. Stops his dribble, give it on the side to Jordan for the jumper. That is why Jordan scores easier than anyone I've ever seen play basketball, because he can shoot it so deep outside. And if you come up, hey baby, he's gone. Off the baby, Dominique. It is long rebound. Oakley is third rebound. Chicago leads at 8-6. Here's Jordan. Jump passing for Paxson's open jumper. No. Rebound, John Koncak coming back. Sending out Rivers. 8-6 Chicago, Rivers across. Willis posted right. Off the weak side pick now comes Wittman. The drive back to Koncak. Wittman should have taken the shot. Koncak couldn't save it in bounds. See, Randy should have taken the shot in the lane because even if he doesn't score, he probably gets fouled.
I'm not going to argue with you. He has to be selfish enough to put up 15 shots a game for the Hawks.
And that helps the Hawks. In front court, Jordan. Jordan up top. On the wing, Sellers goes baseline and sends back outside. The back to three-point drive. No good. Rebound chased down by Kevin Willis. Ahead now, Dominique. Neat on Sellers. But the area is too occupied. He goes cross court for Koncak's jumper. Bullseye, John Koncak. Who is a good standing jump shooter.
Yes, and if John Koncak can hit that standing jumper, that's going to make Horace Gilmore come out and help defense and therefore open up things down inside for Dominique and Willis.
Indeed. Here's Paxson. Tied at 8. Oakley, the strong drive. His pass is batted out of bounds. Last touch by Wittman. He and Gilmore both hit it. It'll be Chicago ball. When Chicago beat Atlanta, Doug Collins didn't like the call. When Chicago beat Atlanta in Atlanta, they hit a ton of jump shots. If they hit a ton, then you're in trouble because, you've got to double up Jordan. If they don't, stay in the game. Here's Oakley on the drive. His back pass knocked away by Dominique. Regained by Sellers. Atlanta playing very good interior defense. George hit the shot clock. It went in, but not going to count it. The 24-second buzzer went off. You couldn't hear it here. And so it will be Atlanta basketball. But first, Chicago will call time. Timeout on the floor. Timeout with the score. The Hawks 8 and Chicago 8. What I do without you?
I really don't know.
Willing to try. Of course, well on the right wing here is Rivers. Up top, Wittman knocked away. Rivers sends down low for Neat for the turnaround. It is short. And the rebound taken away by Jordan. Chicago playing pretty good defense. That's the easiest shot the Hawks can get. Jordan front court. Ball game tied at 8. 6.5. Sellers off the pick. Koncak challenges in and makes him miss the shot. Koncak plays very good switching defense. Neat. In front court, Dominique. Runs over Paxson. Wittman on the baseline. It is no good. Rebound tipped up and in. Willis will get credit for it.
And a good job by Kevin Willis to run the floor so he can be in position to tip in missed shots like that.
Atlanta by 2, 10-8. Good ball game. Crowds make games, so this one can't miss unless it's a blowout. Jordan. Michael, baseline. The pass is batted away. Hawks playing darn good defense, making him pass. Rivers, Dominique on the right side. Baseline fake it, give it off to Willis. Now, Rivers will bring the dribble back outside. Willis going to post up low right. There's Kevin down low, played by Oakley. Kevin, and there's a walking violation on Kevin Willis.
Well, you know something, John? Kevin Willis had an opportunity that time to spin right off of Oakley's body before he shuffled his feet because all he had to do was spin. He could have gone baseline and scored without any trouble then.
5.5 remaining in the first period. The ball game, a 2-point Hawk lead, 10-8. Here's Sellers up top. Jordan with Oakley low right. Oakley. And an illegal defense on Koncak in the middle.
Legal defense on Doc.
So that's the calling it on Rivers.
24 seconds.
Well, he actually waved that it was contact, but any way you look at it, it was an illegal defense. And we forgot to set the stage. We have the #1 defensive team in the Chicago Bulls playing in this game, and the Atlanta Hawks are number 3. So these are two very good defensive ball clubs.
Oakley takes the jumper outside and hits it. Imagine a guy built like that hits jump shots, and he does. Willis lost the pass. Jordan hurries it up. Quickly, Jordan. In the lane. Fake it. Give it up to Corzine and lays it in. Great pass by Michael Jordan.
That's one aspect of Jordan's game that a lot of people think that he could not do. Pass the basketball. A great look away that time, getting the ball to Corzine for the layup.
Chicago by 2, 12-10. Dominique low left. Neat. Drives in the lane. The scoop is no good. Rebound, Jordan. Michael Jordan, a lead for Oakley, and the ball is knocked away and goes out of bounds off Corzine. It'll be Atlanta basketball. Dave Corzine has come in for Gilmore. That will give the Hawks a few more problems because Koncak will now have to be pulled outside to play Corzine, who's a very good open jump shooter. And Corzine, or rather Koncak, has been blocked up the middle very well. Here's Dominique setting a pick for Rivers on the left wing. High pick. Rivers using the pick for the jumper. He drills it, Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers and Dominique Wilkins playing two-man basketball. Rivers hitting the jumper. And you saw that time the Hawks spreading the defense of the Chicago Bulls.
We're tied at 12. Sellers in the left corner. Jordan cut through. His pass to Corzine. Missing the shot. Koncak the rebound. Sending out Rivers. Quickly comes Doc on the drive in the lane all the way off to Wittman. Open. Bullseye. Beautiful penetration and pass by Doc Rivers.
Excellent transition basketball by the Hawks. All of it done by Doc Rivers pushing the ball up the floor.
Oakley takes a tough jumper. It's off target. Rebound Rivers. Atlanta leads 14-12. Rivers quickly to Dominique on the drive in the lane. The lane is good. And that's how the Hawks want to play. Run, and they force Chicago to call a 20-second timeout. But you might talk about a couple of these things, but one thing that's impressed me the most early is the interior defense by the Hawks. They are cutting off everything inside and making Chicago shoot jumpers.
They really are, and you're getting to see an opportunity of Doc Rivers running the break, this time getting the ball over to Dominique Wilkins for 2 points. You saw earlier in the replay that Charles Oakley turned around and tried to guard Rivers as he went past him. Now, that's Matador defense. He should have been getting back, and Doug Collins realizes that his ball club now isn't making that transition from offense to defense, calls the 20 seconds to remind them, hey, it works both ways. You shoot the jumper, you got to get back.
And that's the first thing you have to do against the Hawks. If you don't, then you can't win. Koncak comes out, and he played very well. Antoine Carr comes in. Willis will play Corzine. Carr will play Oakley. And Dominique will play Sellers. Here's Paxson off the Oakley pick. Paxson in trouble. Lost the ball. Taken away by the Hawks. It's a 3-on-2. Dominique in the open floor. Drives and lays it in. Beautiful drive by Dominique. And Atlanta running their game. They lead 18-12. Scottie Pippen is in. The fine young small forward for the Bulls. Here's Corzine. You got to play him outside. Jordan takes the jumper and missed it. Rebound, Evan Willis. Atlanta getting every rebound. You can't run unless you're bored. Atlanta is boarding. Dominique gets fouled. Knocks it in. Count the basket. He got fouled on the play, Dominique.
Wilkins gets credit for the 2 points, but you have to credit Doc Rivers because he did not dribble that time. He passed the ball up the floor, which enabled Dominique to go to the hoop to score as we have a timeout.
There is a timeout on the floor to score. The Hawks 20 and Chicago 12. When the Hawks lost to Chicago about 10 days ago, they did it without Doc Rivers. But no question he's a key to this team.
He definitely is, and you saw that time he was the key with that particular play because instead of dribbling up the floor to start the break, he made the pass to Dominique so Dominique could use his athletic ability to go to the hoop.
All right, here's Neek, and his foul shot rolls in. Dominique has 9. Atlanta has scored 11 straight, and they lead by 9, 21-12, and Atlanta traps. But the Hawks show trap anyway. Paxson, the Hawks do trap, but Paxson beats the trap. Hands off to Pippen, he lost the ball. Kevin Willis sends out Wittman to Rivers. Doc should go right to the hole with it. He does, and scoops it up and in.
The defense has really been impressive for the Hawks. They are forcing turnovers as the Hawks go back into pressure defense.
Oh, you want a fast break? You know this, Butch. You better get good defense and rebounding. The Hawks are. Michael Jordan has to pass it off. Paxson to Corzine. The jumper, no good. Rebound Dominique. They're making Jordan give up the ball. Atlanta looks brilliant. Here's Wittman left wing. Carr posted. Should take Corzine. He should take him. He fakes it and does. And no good. And draws the two-shot foul. Tomorrow night, we'll have the game on Prime Cable, and you can order it at 874-8200. Akeem Olajuwon is in. Ralph Sampson is in. Houston Rockets are in. But for my money, the key to tomorrow night at the Omni is that Butch Beard will be in uniform to show off his knobby knees and his jump shot. Is that right?
My knobby knees. I don't know if I can jump anymore.
The Flavorits All-Stars game tomorrow night at the Omni. Then the Houston Rockets and the Hawks. And that should be fun. You'll be reunited with a lot of your old buddies, Lee Calvin, Murphy, and Richie Guerin, and Sweet Lou. And
hey, guess what? And none of us can run fast. So, hey, everything will be done in instant replay.
All right. Antoine Carr has missed both foul shots. Atlanta by 11, 23-12. Rory Sparrow in for the Bulls to run the attack. Another good standing jump shooter. Rory, the ex-Hawk. Chicago runs the 1-4. Off the pick comes Jordan on the drive. He lost it to Rivers. Rivers knocked it away. Sparrow hits his first shot.
Almost an excellent defensive play by Doc Rivers, but Sparrow was right there to hit the jumper after Chicago retrieved the ball.
23-14, Atlanta by 9. A minute and a half in the first period. Rivers in the left corner. Neek sets the pick, the high pick. Rivers using it, drives, knocked away, foul, a two-shot foul. The Hawks home tomorrow night against Houston, then will not be home Thanksgiving week until Saturday, a week from the Houston game when San Antonio is in. In between, the Hawks will be in Boston Thanksgiving Eve. That'll be a TBS game. We'll have it on the radio network. And then a week from tonight, which will be in Indiana, the Hawks play the Pacers. That will have that on radio and TV.
And we had a technical foul called against the Chicago Bulls, as we saw
Dominique hits the technical foul shot, and here's the foul on Rivers.
Well, from that angle, you can never tell whether or not Pittman knocked the ball away or whatever, and the technical foul was called against Michael Jordan as he said, hey, look, we made a good defensive play. But you see the defensive concept of the Bulls. They want to take away everything down inside and force you to shoot the outside jumper, and the Hawks do too. And that's the reason why they are two of the better defensive teams in the NBA.
And if you want to run then, to get the ball and take it to the hole, you've got to get the ball out. You got to rebound. The Hawks have done that.
Atlanta has missed 4 straight except for the Dominique technical, but they lead by 10, 24-14. But here's Jordan's front court. Jordan and Sparrow with Corzine, Pippen,
And Oakley. Corzine sets the pick. Jordan on the drive. Pulls up with a jumper. When he wants to score, he can score every time. Or at least he get a good shot every time. He might miss the shot. Atlanta by 8. The crowd trying to make some calls.
down low, Kevin Willis posted.
Willis posted on the drive. Spins the jumper.
Is good, Kevin Willis. Atlanta by 10, 26-16. 45 seconds remaining in the period.
Jordan, played by Wittman with help. Jordan off the Corzine pick. Stop. He's triple team. And he finds Pippen. Not a jump shooter out there. Jordan. He's going to take it. He does. And missed it long. Rebound Sparrow.
And he dribbles off his foot out of bounds.
Atlanta basketball.
Atlanta basketball with 29 seconds. As Bill Sputnik comes in now,
Replacing Doc Rivers. Atlanta could use the clock, but it would be 5 seconds.
well, you see the time supered up on top of your screen.
The Hawks by 10, 26-16. Spud and Randy Wittman with Willis, Carr, and Dominique. Now 9 on the shot clock. Off the pick comes Wittman for the jumper.
No good.
Rebound, Scottie Pippen. Chicago has 8 seconds. 6 seconds. Pippen, 5 seconds. Takes the long one-hander. No. Rebound, Carr at the buzzer. A terrific first quarter for the Hawks. But it's got 3 more miles to go. At the end of 1 period of play, the score. Atlanta 26. The Bulls 16.
Hawks by 10 as we begin the second period. John Sterling and Butch Beard. Chicago wins the basketball. Rory Sparrow and Sedale 3 at the backcourt. Down low for Oakley against the trap.
And here's Sedale 3 for the jumper. Good. Another one of the jump shooters that they've surrounded Michael Jordan with. Sparrow and 3 along with
Oakley, Corzine, and Pippen. Here's the Atlanta 5. They have Spud and Randy Wittman. Here's Randy with Carr, Koncak, and Dominique. Carr posted against Oakley. Doubled up. Carr invents the shot and this is jammed in by Dominique.
Boy, an excellent offensive rebound by Dominique. Nobody blocked him out. He was able to get there on the run. Used his great jumping ability to dunk it back in.
Dominique has been a magnifique. He has 12 in the game. Atlanta by 10, 28-18. Oakley down low against Carr. Here's Sparrow on the drive. His shot is no good. Rebound taken away by Koncak, sitting on Spud. It's a 3-on-2. Spud to Dominique. His layup is good. And Atlanta, I'm going to have Butch explain all this, but Atlanta is not having to play half court because they're running the dickens off Chicago and getting transition baskets. Oakley off to Corzine. Jumper long. Rebound. Koncak. Get it ahead, Spud. Spud. Dominique on the drive. The jumper is no good. Awful shot. He wanted to draw the foul on the rebound. Kicks back out to Spud Webb. It's kind of like a geometric progression. Atlanta is playing good defense, forcing bad shots, getting rebounds, and able to run. Randy off the pick. No good. Corzine gets the board. Sparrow. And here's Sedale 3. Oakley posted up. And foul by Carr. Butch?
John, you're exactly right. In the first quarter, the Hawks forced the Bulls into 7 turnovers, and what it did, it enabled them to score 26 points in that quarter, and 12 of them came off of transition baskets. So you're right. The Hawks are playing excellent defense, therefore enabling them to get into their transition game.
And so they don't have to play the half court and settle for jump shots that they don't make. Here's Corzine. But it begins with defense and rebounding. Corzine misses. Koncak, a terrific rebounder. Spud. Quickly Spud all the way. Blocked by Corzine. And taken away by Sedale 3. 4-on-2 Chicago. 3. Bothered by Koncak. Blocked by Carr. Randy Wittman, 2-on-1 with Spud. Spud all the way. The layup is no good. He draws a 2-shot foul. Koncak is bothering shots. You don't have to block all of them. First of all, no one does. If you change them, that's good enough. And Antoine Carr can really block.
Well, that's the key to it. Here you see Koncak not really blocking the shot, but you see Charles Oakley doing what he does best, getting to the offensive boards. May have walked, but the block by Carr enabled the Hawks now to get in transition as Spud got fouled.
If you drew it up on a blackboard, let's say you're a Hawks fan. If you drew it up on a blackboard, except for the missed foul shots, the Hawks can't play better than this. This is the way they want to play every game.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the way the coaches would like for them to play because it's all started on the defensive end. They haven't had to use their half-court offense, which is not the strong point of their game.
Atlanta has missed at least 6 foul shots. They need remedial help on the foul line. We'll give you a rundown of the 2 units in a moment, as both teams have substituted. This is the rookie Horace Grant from Clemson, played by Carr, cutting his Sparrow off the Sellers for the jumper good.
Well, it was an excellent pass by Sparrow as he moved without the ball and got the pass over to Sellers for the jumper. Then he picked up the foul, almost coming up with the steal as Spud did not go to the ball. He was standing there. The Hawks get a break by the foul from Sparrow.
That's what the Pistons did wrong in that game in Boston Garden. They didn't come toward the ball. Atlanta only 4 out of 10 at the foul line. And that hurts. Spud Webb and John battle the backcourt with Carr, Livingston, and Koncak. Here's Twan. Played by Grant. He going to take it. He does. Back to Livingston. Stolen by Sparrow. Sparrow rotating toward the ball. Sparrow to Grant. He lays it in. And gets fouled.
Well, it truly is amazing what these 2 ball clubs really like to do. It all starts on the defensive end. As you see Rory Sparrow finishing off the good defensive play he made. You also saw Grant score. He scored, and he pushed off with his left arm, got away with it. He's going to have to keep that arm in because in college you can get away with that. In the pros, you don't do it.
He did brush him off, and our cameras really show that.
Yes.
Now, Horace Grant, one of the many good young players on this team from Clemson, very agile 6'10", makes a 3-point play. Atlanta 4 out of 10 at the foul line, or they'd have a bigger lead. They lead by 7, 30-23. Rivers back in. Rivers end battle with Livingston, Koncak, and Carr. 2-man game. Battle in Livingston. Livingston rolls and catches in the corner.
Now they got Dave Corzine on the middle defense. He was there for about 5 minutes. He's supposed to be there only 2.9 seconds to get out.
Both teams have 1 illegal, and every illegal hereafter will bring with it a technical. Chicago has Sparrow and 3. That's the backcourt. And up front they have Sellers, Grant, and Dave Corzine. Carr sets the pick. Doc using the pick on the drive. Off-balance shot, no good. Rebound, Horace Grant. He sends out 3. 3. On the wing for the Sellers. Jumper, no good. Koncak, another rebound. Koncak, he rebounds the ball. Here's Battle. Fakes it, didn't take the shot. On the drive, Battle back outside. Rivers down low, Carr. Against Corzine, spinning it, faking it. His shot is good. Antoine Carr.
Excellent drop step by Carr that time, which enabled him to score because once he made that drop step, he had Corzine at a disadvantage.
Atlanta by 9. Here's Corzine. He's double, sends cross-court Sparrow. Atlanta rotates the ball well. 3 gets the jumper.
John, he's a very streaky shooter, so Dell 3. He came in, hit his first shot. Now he will look to score as he hit that particular jumper as well. He's 2 for 2 from the outside.
Boy, has he hurt Atlanta over the years, both with Philly and Chicago. He really can brain jump shots. As you say, streaky, I guess. Rivers off the pick. Forcing the pass now on the baseline. Carr has missed it. Rebound, Livingston, blocked by Sellers, and taken away by Corzine. Good block by Brad Sellers. Rory Sparrow. Atlanta by 7. Here's 3. Corzine fakes the shot. Back outside, Sparrow. And Atlanta calls time, and this building goes nuts. Time out on the floor. The score. Atlanta 32. And Chicago 27. And they open the right side. A long jumper is no good. Dominique fouls his own shot. Got fouled by Sellers. Loose ball foul on Brad Sellers.
What Sellers did, he forced Dominique to take the long jumper, but he forgot to turn around and block him out. And Dominique ran his shot down, picked up the foul against Sellers as he lost concentration.
That's really an instinctive thing to follow your own shots. Neek does it pretty good, pretty often. Here's Rivers.
Battle with Willis low. Battle invents the drive and hits the jumper.
He's much stronger than Sedell John Battle, that time using his jumping ability to score in the paint that time.
Sparrow and Threet, the backcourt with Corzine, Grant, and Brad Sellers. Threet off the pick. Back to Grant for the jumper. No good. Rebound, Rivers. By the way, Koncak already has 8 rebounds. Rivers leads the break. Ahead for Battle. Open. Bullseye. John Battle.
Can't run the break much better than that because it was under control. Doc Rivers did not force anything, looking for the fourth guy, which happened to be Battle for the 15-footer.
And when you run it up and the defense races back to guard in the zone in the paint as Sparrow drives left and trips. That'd be a jump ball. Oh, the point I'm going to make. The defense has to race back into the paint near the basket to guard against layup, and you get open jumpers when you run the ball even that way.
Yes, you do, because when you are going back defensively, 9 times out of 10, you don't have an opportunity to talk and say, hey, pick up my man, pick up 34. You go straight back up under the hoop, and if you're the fourth guy, you end up with a little 15-foot jumper all the time.
Best way to get jump shots, run the ball.
Yes.
The tip is going to go to the sideline, saved by Michael Jordan. Threet and Sparrow. Jordan now playing it forward. Jordan, Sellers, and Grant. Here's Jordan. Michael. Off to Sparrow for the long one-hander. Got 3-pointer.
Sparrow getting his feet up under him that time, hitting the 3-point shot as the Hawks forgot all about him.
Off the pick, Dominique, the weak side pick for the jumper. It's no good. He drew the 2-shot foul.
Sparrow is one of those players who really doesn't hit his shots if you're playing him. But when he's alone and in rhythm, when he can rock and get his rhythm together, well, he's a pretty good jump shooter.
Yes, he is. As you saw Michael Jordan, he did not believe he fouled Dominique. Now Jordan is playing the small forward position, and you saw it right there. He did hit Dominique on the arm as he went up for the jumper.
I had to laugh. You said he didn't think he fouled him. You ex-players, you never think he committed a foul.
Hey, I never fouled anybody.
I know. Exactly my point, Howard.
Dominique hits 2, he has 16.
I know Rick Barry never fouled anyone.
Hey, I took a few of Rick's when I was out at Golden State.
38-30, Atlanta by 8. We have 5 minutes remaining in the half. This is Horace Grant, the rookie. Grant, dribble stop. Sellers on the baseline for the jumper. Koncak bothered him, and Dominique gets the rebound. Koncak playing a terrific game. Ball is knocked away.
Off Jordan, out of bounds.
And it will be Atlanta basketball.
It was Atlanta's fault that time. Dominique Wilkins said, he said, my fault. He knew he shouldn't have tried to dribble out in all that congestion. He should have made the pass. Hawks end up with the ball.
Atlanta by 8, 4:45 remaining. The scoring of Dominique, the rebounding of John Koncak, and the transition play of Doc Rivers. Dominique down low left. Neek spinning for the jumper. It is rebound, inside position. Willis, his layup is no good. The rebound, Koncak.
And Koncak brings the ball outside.
Although, frankly, Koncak should have turned, faced the basket, and gotten fouls going up.
Off the left pick comes Battle. For the jumper. Good again, John Battle.
Battle drills his 3rd jumper. Atlanta leads by 10, 40-30. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the half. Sparrow across. Chicago calls time. And there is a timeout on the floor of the score. Atlanta 40, Chicago 30. John Sterling and Butch Beard. No, not them, hardly. Him, maybe. Back at Chicago Stadium, Atlanta by 10. No question about it. You play good defense. You force shots that aren't quite as good. You get a lot of rebounds you can run. And I guess, Butch, that's what the Hawks have done.
That's right. So far this game, they've out-rebounded Chicago 25-15, and 6 of them have been on the offensive board this quarter.
In front court, Sedale 3. 4 minutes remaining in the half. Jordan playing a small forward, played by Dominique. Good move by Jordan for the jumper.
You know what I like? I like the challenge that great players take upon themselves. Now, Dominique is playing Jordan. Jordan is playing him, and they want to score against each other.
Battle up top. Down low, Koncak, he missed the pass. And there's a holding foul on Chicago.
Now,
No. Joey Crawford said, I had it first, and they called the foul on Koncak.
I'll tell you the reason why, because that particular pass did not have a very good angle. That time, Koncak had the position on Oakley, but the ball should have come from the side instead of from the head of the circle.
And Joey Crawford just told Mike Fratello, no, I had it much earlier, meaning he had the first foul. Paxson and Jordan now with Pippen, Oakley, and Sellers. So Jordan goes to the backcourt. Here's Oakley. Jordan posted. Takes the jumper and drills it. You know, Chicago is saying, we're in trouble, and we're going to go to Michael, and they've got a Michael twice in a row. Atlanta's lead is 6. 3:10 remaining. Rivers, played by Paxson on the wing. Willis sets the pick. Rivers using the pick, drives the lane, and sends back to Battle, who invents the drive. It is no good. Koncak grabs the loose ball and knocks it in.
Excellent job that time as Koncak just picked up his 10th rebound in the game. A very important offensive rebound, stuffed it back in.
It's an 8-point Hawks lead. Sellers, played by Willis, way outside. They're looking for Jordan on the baseline right. Here's Jordan. Mike takes it again. Drills it again. He's impossible.
But right now he's in a very good groove as John Battle is trying to deny him the ball, but the Bulls are looking to Jordan so much, you can't keep him from getting it.
Boy, you're so good. Here's Battle on the drive. Nice drive by Battle. Block. Willis rebounds it in. Another offensive rebound. But you're right. Once Jordan catches it, your defense is too late.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
If you don't deny him the ball, here's Jordan with the basketball. They open up the side. Jordan beats his man and gets fouled.
Butch, like you, I've seen all the great players, the Baylors, the West, the Robertsons, and I love them all. I've never seen anyone score easier than Michael Jordan.
Well, because he has the ability right here, as you see, to dribble the basketball. Battle picks up the foul to invent shots, but he has great legs. See, he can jump in the air, hang in the air, create situations that the great players you just talked about did not have. And that has to do with players today are much stronger physically, and that's the reason why you see that.
It wouldn't mean a thing if Jordan couldn't hit three-point field goals, but he can hit three-point field goals, so if you don't play him, he'll just drill. Jordan has made him both. Michael has 12 in the game. He has 8 this period, and Atlanta's lead down to 6 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Rivers beats his man.
On the baseline, got tripled up.
Rivers invents it, and they call an offensive foul on Rivers.
See, John, in a situation like that, Doc would have been better off if he just bounced the ball right off the defensive player's legs instead of trying to create something. Here you see Paxson making a good defensive play. Now, right there, instead of trying to create, if he just bounces the ball off the defensive player's legs, then the Hawks would have regained the ball.
Chicago runs to 1-4. Jordan off the right side pick. With Battle, he gets doubled up. Jordan.
And there's another foul on the Hawks.
So Jordan has brought him back.
He has scored 6 straight. He has a chance to make it 8 straight points.
Well, I think that John Battle is probably doing as good a job as you can do in that situation, but like we've been saying, once Jordan gets the ball, you're dead. And I think that forcing Jordan to his left is probably better than letting him go right, because when he goes right, he's so much stronger than he does when he goes left, even though the Hawks ended up picking up the personal foul.
Jordan not scoring as much this year with a better team, but he is still averaging 32. I mean,
that leads the lead.
He's not scoring anymore. He has to. With a minute remaining, Oakley takes the jumper, way off target. Rebound, Oakley on the floor, knocked away, taken by Koncak. Koncak holds on. Good play by John Koncak.
And the Hawks will take a 20 seconds.
John Koncak playing a whale of a game. You know, Butch, when you have other great players, you can help your team by doing more than just scoring. You did, for example, when you were a top-flight guard. Koncak, I don't know if he's ever going to become a great scorer, but don't tell me he's not helping the Hawks tonight.
Well, it's the little things that win a lot of ball games for you. That time, Koncak was extremely lucky because when Oakley put up the jumper, he forgot to turn around and block him out. That's a must. But instead, what happened when Oakley could not control the rebound, Koncak got on the floor and came up with the ball, and that's what it's all about.
I think we're going to have a chance to see that Dominique spin. He drives hard right and that great spin.
Well, there's nothing like the great footwork that he had on that dribble as he just completely froze Pippen. Here's Koncak right here moving. Now see on the offensive end, you see Oakley, as good as he is, did not block
Koncak pick. Dominique thinks about it, now goes baseline for the fake, and back outside Kevin Willis for the long jumper. No good, out of his range, and Rick Willis knocks it out of bounds. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Atlanta by 7, 46-39.
Well, in your eye, you thought that was a bad shot. Well, he was out of his range, but what it does, it gives the Hawks an opportunity to get the last shot of the quarter.
Oh, he got it up. The Hawks wanted to get up so they can get 2 shots to Chicago's 1. Atlanta will have 7 seconds coming back. Paxson. Swinging it now for Scottie Pippen's jumper. No good, climbs over the backboard, and Atlanta has it for the final 11 seconds. The Hawks have it for 11 seconds. What I think Atlanta will do, I didn't hear the play call. What I think they might do is give it to Battle to drive the lane. Now here's Rivers to drive. Dominique takes a long jumper way off target. And that is the way the half will end. At the end of the first half of play, the score, the Hawks 46. In Chicago, 39. Paxson and Jordan the backcourt with Oakley, who was really held down, played very well by Kevin Willis, Gilmore, and Brad Sellers. Give you Atlanta in a moment, but their normal starting unit. Here's Jordan. Randy has him on the left side, and everyone clear. Jordan. Oh, what a drive. Oh, what a drive.
You're crazy if you think I'm going to explain that to you.
Michael Jordan. What more do you have to say? Atlanta by 5. Rivers off the pick comes Randy Wittman. Foul on the pick set by Kevin Willis.
Now what Willis isn't doing, he's not standing still on the pick. He is trying to make sure that he gets the pick for Wittman. But if he doesn't, he ends up getting that guard. All he's got to do is stand there and the ball can be dropped down to him.
John Paxson comes across. Chicago could come within 3, and they haven't been within 3 in a long time. Paxson's long jumper goal. Paxson's first 2 points. Rivers across. Rivers and Wittman with Dominique, Kevin Willis, and Koncak. Dominique on the drive. In the lane, the one-hander is no good. The rebound is taken away by Michael Jordan. Ahead for Sellers. Now here's Oakley. His pass to Gilmore, and Gilmore gets a layup, and Atlanta calls time. Timeout on the floor. Timeout with the score. The Hawks 46 and Chicago 45. Here's Michael Jordan. The Hawks play good defense, and this is called inventing.
That's exactly what you call it. But you also have to believe that with that great first step that he's got, it's natural talent as well.
Oh, boy. Atlanta's lead down to 1, 46-45. They began exactly the way they didn't want to begin. Wittman up top. Rivers, here's Koncak posted. Koncak on the drive. The one-hander is no good. Rebound, Kevin Willis. His hook is good.
And you have to credit Koncak for keeping the ball alive that time for Willis, as Willis scored in the second opportunity for the Hawks.
Gilmore's pass. Not a bad pass. Oakley wasn't ready for it. And Atlanta gets the turnover. Koncak. Here's off the weak side pitch. Dominique. Bullseye. Dominique. He has 20 in the game. And Atlanta leads by 5, 50-45. Paxson front court. Jordan post. Here's Michael. He gets doubled and passes back outside to Oakley. His pass kicked. They didn't see it. The Hawks got a break. Dominique on the drive. His layup is no good. He draws a 2-shot foul. And I think Atlanta got a big fat break. I thought that ball was kicked by the Hawks.
Well, I thought he passed the ball. I'm talking about Oakley right off of Willis' knee. So we'll get an opportunity to see it. No, we won't. We'll get to see Dominique Wilkins use his great quickness against Brad Sellers there in the block right there. Now, that could have very easily had been goaltending on Michael Jordan. Instead, we have Wilkins at the free throw line to shoot 2. Marcello is talking to Joey Crawford. He says, hey, that looks like goaltending to me.
Dominique makes 1 of 2. Neek has 21. Atlanta by 6, 51-45. Off the weak side, pick comes Jordan. For the jumper. Michael has 17. Jordan shoots the jumper. So sweet, so soft. Willis posted up. getting doubled. Back to Rivers, who drives the seam off the Randy Wittman. Beautiful ball movement. Koncak chases down the rebound. His drive is no good. Rebound, Randy Wittman. But Atlanta ran that. When Dominique got doubled, Rivers drove the seam. When he got the defensive pressure, he found Wittman on the other side. It's not an accident. He was where he was supposed to be. He missed his shot, but now Dominique spins left, gets a layup. Beautiful drive by Dominique. Dominique is magnifique. And the Hawks will lead it by 6:53:47.
And you know the defense knows he's going to make that little spin move, but they have to react, especially when he starts to drive to the middle.
Paxson, he hits the jump. Paxson, after going scoreless in the first half, has hit 2 jumpers. He could jump 2. 4-point ball game and a dandy. Kevin Willis hooks it up and in from 10 feet. Terrific basketball game.
It's picked up again. The guys have gotten into the flow because the crowd has gotten into it again.
Jordan off the crossover, missed it. Koncak another rebound. Koncak must have 12-13 rebounds. Rivers on the drive. Spinning off Paxson. Shoots it no good, gets his own rebound and gets fouled. Rivers is such a good athlete. He invented that shot. He wanted to pass the ball and he got caught.
Well, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He was thinking past when he made the little spin move on Paxson. Here you see him make the move right here. Paxson trying to get the charge, and you see Rivers putting it up, and Artis Gilmore giving him a little mini shove.
Which could knock you right out of the building when A-Train hits you. Rivers, 2-man game with Dominique. Neek rolls. Neek, open jumper. He drills it again, Dominique. He has 25. Dominique has 7 points in period. We just began the period. Atlanta by 8, 57-49. Dominique playing beautifully, and Chicago takes a 20-second timeout.
I must tell you before you go into a little promo here. Sunday, when Doug Collins was in Milwaukee looking at Dominique play, he says, just wait till he gets to Chicago Friday night, because with that big crowd, he's really going to be turned on as we have a full timeout by the Bulls.
And he is turned on. We'll get back in just a moment. Right now the score. The Hawks 57 and Chicago 49. There still are season tickets still available for the Hawks this year for $87.88. Great seats for the full season, also the special 22-game package. Call the Hawks sales office beginning Monday at 681-3605 to order. And you'll see games like this. In the lane, Oakley. Koncak bothered him, but Oakley hit it anyway.
Nice little pick and roll by Oakley and Michael Jordan that time. And you saw the sprint of Oakley as he was pushed down low, but able to regain his control to score.
Atlanta by 6, 57-51. Dominique with Brad Fells. They open the left side. Here's the double team. Neek drive. The jumper is short. Rebound is knocked away, and a loose ball foul on Chicago. And normally you pick up loose ball fouls like that when the other team beats you to the punch. And frankly, the Hawks are beating Chicago to the punch tonight.
Well, they're beating Chicago to the punch because Dominique Wilkins is being double teamed. He's in the rhythm, and it frees up 2 or 3 players to go to the hoop, and that's what the Hawks are doing to get those second opportunities.
Here's the double team. Quickly to Rivers. Wittman's on the other wing. Rivers drive. The shot is no good, and the rebound taken away by Oakley, and Koncak fouls in. That time, remaining in the third, Michael Jordan comes across. Corzine is in for Gilmore. Jordan draws a crowd. Corzine is open and hits it. And he's a good open jump shooter.
Corzine for 6'9" or 6'11", excuse me, will hit that shot all night long, especially if he can get his feet up under him.
Rivers off the drive. Damn. See, that time they went to Wittman and everyone helped out. He gave it right back to Rivers, who had a layup. Good ball movement by the Hawks. That's why I'm not helping when there's double team pressure. Jordan around Wittman gets pushed. Non-shooting foul. It won't count. The non-shooting foul on Randy Wittman.
You do not envy Wittman or Battle when they're trying to guard Michael Jordan, especially now the Bulls are looking to him to score. That time, Wittman picking up the foul.
Hey, you think they're looking for him to score now? Wait till the 4th period. Here's Jordan. Triple team. There's Sam batted away, but regained on the baseline. Oakley stopped by Koncak, and the ball's going to be stolen by Rivers. Rivers, one man to beat Paxson. Give it off to Dominique. He jams. Oh, a nice play by Rivers.
Again, John under control that time as Rivers got the ball over to Dominique, and you have to give him credit because he ran the floor for the dunk.
Atlanta leads by 8, 61-53. Just over 6 remaining in the third. Good ball. Sellers the jumper. He hits it. Brad Sellers. I think it's a dandy game. Here's the lead for Wittman in the deep left corner. John Paxson open.
Well, what you have a game where the momentum swings back and forth. Neither ball club can get control of it as the Bulls now have scored 4 points in a row.
Paxson 3 for 3 in this period. Chicago has some jump shooters. Rivers on the drive. Again, a beautiful drive by Rivers.
You believe that he's only 6'3". That time he powered in for 2 points.
Doc Rivers improving every day. Oakley down low, got bumped by Koncak in the shot. The strength of Charles Oakley.
Well, the big drawback with Oakley is that he is powerful, but he isn't strong. Here you will see the pick and roll again, the excellent pass by Jordan, but Oakley, instead of going straight up for 2 points, tried to create contact to score. I would have to believe that he would be better off just going up right there and scoring instead of creating the contact, but he got what he wanted. He got the foul and 2 points the hard way.
5:11 remaining in the third. Oakley way off, and Willis rebounds in Atlanta by 4. 63-59. Atlanta has led throughout by as many as 10 at the end of the first period. By 7 at the half, now by 4. Dominique is posted low left. Neek double. Rivers. Koncak open. He hit it again, John Koncak.
And you have to credit Kevin Willis because he moved without the ball, and that freed up Koncak to score then.
Joey Crawford has a call. Away from the ball, trying Atlanta, obviously.
So Willis, as he was trying to prevent Oakley from posting down low.
Atlanta's 4th team foul. Willis 3rd. Koncak also has 3.
The Hawks by 6.
Jordan. Corzine the pick. Jordan invents the drive and rolled it in. Jordan has 19. Off the weak side pick, Dominique. Dominique. Off the Koncak, great pass, and no foul call. Koncak trying to get the foul, did not get it, and Paxson comes across. Corzine, the open jumper.
Again, Dave Corzine spotting up. What he likes to do best is keep the jumper standing still.
Willis posted up, and they're going to call foul first. So Atlanta will not get the basket. You know, Atlanta has the lead, Butch, and Chicago has shot 12 out of 13 in this period.
Paxson's hit 3 straight.
Corzine's hit 2 straight, and Jordan's hit a bunch.
And Jordan also picked up the personal foul that time as he grabbed Kevin Willis down low around the waist.
3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third. The Hawks have a 2-point lead, being challenged by Chicago. Dominique comes low, catches low. Dominique invents the drive. No good. Corzine the rebound. Chicago could tie it up. Sellers ties it. No, he missed it. The rebound. Koncak battles, and it's going to be a loose ball foul on Chicago, and Atlanta will get 2 foul shots.
The loose ball foul is on Charles Oakley as he went over the back that time. He picked up his 3rd personal as the Hawks now will go to the free throw line. Here you see the excellent pass by Paxson. Now, Grant Sellers is 7 feet tall. He should be going in to try to dump the ball. There you see the foul over the back by Charles Oakley as we have Carr going to the free throw line.
It is Koncak, Carr, and Dominique with Rivers and Wittman. Chicago has Sellers, Oakley, and Corzine up front with Paxson and, of course, Michael. Here's Twan for 2. Antoine makes them both. Atlanta by 4, 67-63. That's the time left in the third period. Paxson front court bumps with Rivers. The double stack on each side as Paxson comes off the Corzine pick. Knocked away by Koncak. Here's Rivers. Grant on the drive to the hole. He raises it up and so good. Rebound knocked out of bounds.
Even though Rivers missed the layup, it was excellent defense that time. The Koncak used his feet and his hands to knock the ball away. Hawks just missed a golden opportunity in transition.
minutes remaining in the third. Off the Corzine pick, Paxson drive. Lays it up and in. Beautiful drive by Paxson. He has 8 points all this period. And Atlanta's lead down to 2 once again. Opening up the left side for Dominique. Sellers has him there. Double team. Double team. Finds Rivers. On the drive, he got fouled. 2-shot foul. And you know what? The Hawks can get one of 2 things. Every time Dominique gets an open left, he's going to get doubled. And they can get either a Rivers drive from the head of the key or a Wittman jumper on the right wing. Every time.
Every time. Now, Dominique must recognize what is happening. He cannot hold the ball. Once he sees that double team start to come to him, if he makes the pass to Rivers, who is at the head of the circle, then it's up to Doc to either penetrate or go in and shoot the little jumper or make the extra pass over to Wittman for the jumper.
Glenn makes 1 and 2. He has 11 in the game. Atlanta by 3. 68-55. 2:25 remaining in the third. Paxson off the opening pick. Back to Oakley. And Oakley lost it out of bounds, but last touch by the Hawks on the pick and roll. Spud comes in for Glenn Rivers. Glenn normally gets pretty good hand, but Chicago fans are into the season this year. Doc is, of course, from Chicago. So they're not cheering him like they used to. Here's Jordan on the double team. Takes the jumper and missed it. He's jammed in by Sullivan.
The one thing that you cannot forget to do, and that is to block out the Chicago Bulls. They're very active on the offensive board.
It's a 1-point game, Atlanta. Dominique. 2 minutes remaining in the third. Dominique on the drive. The hook is no good. Rebound. Koncak. Koncak got fouled.
And the foul is going to be on Oakley, and Koncak again stays active on the offensive end, grabbing the missed shot.
You know, I think Dominique wanted to draw the foul.
Well, he tried, and there you see Sellers and Oakley fighting over the ball, and Koncak coming up with it and the foul. I think he was looking to pass.
Koncak has 9, and he also has at least 13 rebounds. He is playing one heck of a game. That's why the Hawks didn't trade him and are not going to. He rolls the second one in. Atlanta by 3, 70-57. A minute 45 remaining in the third. Hawks pick Jordan. On the drive, his pass is knocked away and knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Chicago.
And credit Spud for making that defensive play that time. Jordan on his way to the hoop, going right. Jumped in the air, did not have anything to make a pass, anything to do, and ended up turning it over.
Doug Collins matching up with Mike Fratello. Sedale 3 comes in because Battle comes in. Now Rory Sparrow comes in.
What he's doing, he's taking his second unit, going against the Hawks' second unit. Therefore, saying that his second unit can keep him in the game or even play better.
I think also, too, he's saying that if Rivers is going to go out, get Jordan out of there, too, and give him his rest now. Right, here's Battle, played by Sparrow. Carr low. Swan, closest. Spins, takes a jumper. No good. The rebound, foul, Carr. It's automatic. If you jump over a guy's back, it's a foul. And Carr fouled Oakley.
Well, that was a foul. There was no question about it. It was not only automatic, it was a foul. As you see Carr working on the offensive end. Now watch Oakley. He didn't block out, but he creates a lot of space down there as we see the foul on Carr.
Chicago now goes with Mike Brown. He's at center for the first time, replacing Corzine. Big rugged guy, not a shooter, but you can see.
Oh, now you put the pads up.
Pretty tough hombre.
Yes,
right?
he is.
And Oakley isn't exactly undernourished, so they have Brown, Oakley, and Sellers with Rory Sparrow and Sedale 3. The first is no good. Atlanta has Spud and John Battle. That's the backcourt. Now Cliff Livingston comes in, and they have Livingston, Carr, and Dominique. The Hawks by 3 with a minute 28 remaining in the third. Here's Mr. Oak Tree. He's got muscles I never dreamt of. See it? The Hawks lead it
to the hoop because the defense gave it to him. Missed the first. Here's the second.
Well, that's one area of play the Hawks have to improve on. Their foul shooting is abysmal. Chicago could tie the game. Just over a minute remaining in the third. Oakley posted up with Livingston fronting him. Sparrow can't get it into him, and there's going to be another foul. And Chicago can tie for these two foul shots. The foul is on Livingston.
Boy, it's really tough to see how an official can call a foul in that situation because Oakley and Livingston were really bumping down low, and then the ball was going to be passed back outside, and they called the foul, which means that at that particular time, Oakley wasn't even involved in the play.
Oakley gets covered. Scottie Hastings comes in to give Dominique a rest. Atlanta
12 out of 22 at the foul line.
and that is high school foul shooting, or less. Under a minute, 57 seconds remaining in the third, and Oakley can tie the game with this foul shot. It's taken Chicago 3 quarters to get even, but they're even. Ball game tied at 70. Here's Battle. Carr sets the pick. Battle goes baseline, got bumped. The jumper is no good, but he drew a 2-shot foul. Rory couldn't believe it.
Well, he's going to come over and take a look to see if he did create the contact, but you see the nice baseline drive by Battle, and there was the contact by Sparrow, and that's where the foul was created. That's a violation. Joey Crawford. See, a player cannot step in the lane, step on the line that time like Sparrow did when the ball player has it ready to shoot.
Well, you can't win NBA games against good teams shooting 12 out of 24 threes. No good. The rebound saved inbounds, but picked up by Battle. Ahead for Carr. Oakley got fouled by Livingston, and Chicago can take the lead.
There you see the save. Now, let's see whether or not there was a block or a charge. You see Livingston there. Oakley did not have an opportunity to turn around and take that step, and they ended up getting the foul called on Livingston.
Well, Chicago has their first lead, and Oakley can give them a 2-point lead as Atlanta has shot 12 out of 24 at the foul line.
Oakley has 13-9 in this period. Chicago by 2, 72-70. Atlanta will probably hold for the final shot. Now 10, 9, 8. Battle doubled up.
Hastings, the open jumper.
It is no good. The rebound is no good. The rebound taken away by Mike Brown. And that's the end of the quarter. At the end of 3 periods of play, Chicago 72 and the Hawks 70. John Sterling Bushbeard back in Chicago Stadium. The 4th period about set to begin. Atlanta now down by 2. Rivers and John battle with Dominique, Livingston, and Kevin Willis. Give you Chicago in a minute, but Michael is back. Rivers. Foul by Sparrow. Chicago has Sparrow and Michael Jordan. And up front, Mike Brown, Horace Grant, and Charles Oakley. Doug Collins, the Chicago coach. Here's Rivers. Atlanta has led throughout Chicago off great shooting in the 3rd period, and poor Atlanta foul shooting has taken a 2-point lead. Willis posted up. Kevin in the lane for the righty hook. It is good. Count that basket. He got fouled on the play. Kevin Willis. If Willis is able to get a step in the lane, that becomes a baby hook with the right hand, and he got a bump. So he had a freebie coming up, and he drilled it.
Well, here you're going to see the isolation. Now you see that Mike Brown right there quit moving his feet on the defensive end, and he ended up sticking out the knee, and Willis takes advantage of it by hitting the running hook on the continuation.
Another Atlanta miss. The Hawks have made 12 foul shots. They've missed 13. And that's really disgraceful. Could cost them the game, too. Horace Grant up top. Low, Mike. For the turn. No, it's just an easy one for him. The rebound is taken by Horace Grant. Sparrow up top.
Off the left side, picks up Jordan.
In the lane, flashing is Grant. He got pushed. It'll be a non-shooting foul.
Excellent job that time by Sparrow recognizing the mismatch because Battle had switched down low with Brown, and he had no choice but to push in the back.
Randy Wittman in, and Battle out. Jordan off the Oakley pick. In Benson. Jordan has 21. Chicago by 2. Randy having trouble getting his shots off tonight. He scored only 2 points. Rivers off the pick, Dominique. On the drive, Neat. Good pass to Willis. Willis hooks it up short. Jammed in by Livingston. Do they count it?
No, they don't.
They don't.
But again, Dominique Wilkins that time creating something for someone else. Driving to his left, dishing it off to Willis as Willis was fouled. Here you see the nice Willis kickoff by Wilkins, and Willis having his problems, but you see Brown pushing down inside, and Livingston with the dunk, but it was no good.
Kevin makes the first, and he can time the game with this foul shot.
We have a long way to go.
10:35. Kevin. 74-73, Chicago by 1. Sparrow. Jordan goes the other way. Oakley left open for the jumper. Left it short. The rebound is foul. Foul on Atlanta. And a technical foul on Atlanta. Kevin Willis drew the foul and the technical.
Marcelo is getting Willis out of the game right away so there won't be any more problems. There you see the Oakley jumper going up right there. Over the back comes Willis. He gets called for the foul, and he did not like it, but he did pick up the personal.
Michael Jordan shoots the tee.
Jordan has 22. Willis on the bench with 4. Antoine Carr comes in for him. Chicago by 2. It's been their biggest lead tonight. Off the Mike Brown pick. Jordan reverses now and jump passes Corzine. Mike Brown. Blocked and foul call.
Boy, Mike Brown and Antoine Carr that time, they had a little battle that it was like two big tanks in there trying to get a spot. Maybe you can see it to the right side of your screen. There you see Brown with the rebound. I think he walked right here. He did walk. He got away with it. And the foul by Carr, because normally when you make the little pump fake, the official does not look at your feet. He's looking up, so he got away with a walk. And a brick. That was a brick.
Oh, yeah, Major League brick. Rivers gets the rebound. Atlantic to tie. 10 minutes remaining. Rivers and Wittman now with Dominique, Koncak, and Carr. Neek up top. For the jumper. No good rebound. Chased down by Rivers in the corner. And Rivers brings it up.
Carr sets the pick. Rivers using the pick off to Dominique in the lane. There's another foul. No shot.
It'd be, I think, a non-shooting foul. It is. Sparrow draws his fifth, but he'll be replaced by John Paxson now anyway. remaining. Dominique goes low left and catches low. Play by Horace Grant, double to Rivers on the drive. Off to Carr, and layup is good. Beautiful pass by Rivers. Atlanta handling that double pressure very well.
It was all creative, especially when Rivers went to the hoop. That broke the defense down.
Jordan. Out of time, ball game at 75. Jordan. Get it outside for Horace Grant, get it back. 10 on the shot clock. Jordan double. Cross court to Grant. He walks, and his layup is blocked. Rebound Corzine, no good, and he got fouled.
John, you're exactly right. Grant did get away with the walk as Mike Fratello is trying to help to officiate, but Carr picks up the personal foul. Here you see Grant on his way to the hoop. He misses the shot. You see Corzine right there for the offensive rebound. He put it up, was fouled.
Dave has one more. Chicago now goes with Corzine, Mike Brown, and Grant. Hopefully will come back. Paxson and Jordan. Corzine on not the time. He has 7. Chicago by 1, 76-75. Carr post low left and catches against Corzine. Back outside. Rivers for the jumper. It is no good. The rebound taken away by Michael Jordan. Chicago by 1. Jordan across off a Corzine pick. He gives up the dribble. Brown takes the jumper. Here's the play for Dominique. They open up the left side. Meek takes Grant. Drives the lane. Great fake. Great fakes by Dominique. Great ball fake. Dominique has 29.
That's what you call inventing a shot because he went to the strength of the defense and was still able to get the shot off.
Jordan crosses over on the dribble, leans into the shot, and they're going to call a discontinued dribble on Jordan. Willis comes back in for Carr, and Atlanta can regain the lead with 8 minutes remaining. 78-77. I knew we were going to have a good game tonight, but we have a good game.
Oh, we have a tremendous game.
Rivers across. Rivers and Wittman with Dominique, Willis, and Koncak. In the lane, Koncak got free and laid it in. Everyone was looking at Wittman coming off the pick.
And what Koncak did, as soon as he made the pick, he stepped in the paint. At that time, Dominique was alert and hit him with the pass.
Koncak has 12. Paxson off the pick. On the drive. Hooks it up. No good. Rebound taken away by Dominique. Dominique drops it, regains it, and comes across. Dominique dribbled up with every part of his body. Rivers on the drive. Lays it up short. Rebound, Mike Brown. John Paxson comes across. Paxson the jumper is up.
Well, that time, Koncak was up under the hoop instead of being up with Dave Corzine because Corzine set the back pick for Paxson to hit the jumper. And that was not the guard's fault.
It's a 1-point Chicago lead, 80-79. Rivers crosses over. In the lane, his layup is blocked. And Corzine got shoved out of bounds by Koncak, and he did. And right now there is a timeout. Timeout on the floor. Timeout with the score. Chicago 80 and the Hawks 79. Hey, but you don't suppose that Boston misses Larry Bird, do you?
What happened?
You miss him like you miss your sweater here in Chicago winter. Philadelphia, I gather Bird didn't play. If he did play, I'd be surprised. Philadelphia tonight at home beat Boston by 31 points, 116-85.
I think the Celtics missed Larry Bird tonight.
A little bit. Dave Corzine gets a couple of foul shots. The Hawks are already over the limit, but Chicago is at the foul limit. They have 4. Just under 7 minutes remaining. The Bulls lead by 1. And still by 1. Jeff Sterling, Butch Beard, Chicago Stadium.
Normally a reliable free throw shooter. That was Corzine's first miss of the season.
Corzine has 8 in the game. Chicago leads by 2. Rivers and Wittman with Koncak, Dominique and Kevin Willis. Mike has reunited his starting lineup. Off the pick, Randy. Willis alone in the lane, but he had to get out of the lane. Now Rivers looks for Dominique low. Played by Jordan, knocked away, and saved by Rivers, who drives and got fouled. It'll be a 2-shot foul. And but now the Hawks going to have to start making their foul shots. If they don't, they're making it awfully tough on themselves to win the game.
This is true, John, and they're also going to have to execute in the half-court offense because right now, both ball clubs will probably bring the ball up much slower, and the ball club that executes this half-court offense and hits the free throws will go away with the victory.
Rivers has 12. Good old Doc can. Time the ball game up with a foul shot. 6:32 remaining. That hit every part of the rim and went in. Paxson and Jordan in the backcourt with Oakley, Sellers, and Corzine. We're tied at 81 in a doozy of a game. Michael Jordan off to Corzine. He lost it. Going up. Good pass by Dominique. 2-on-1. Rivers on the drive. His runner is no good, and they call an offensive foul.
Well, there you're going to see Corzine making the bad pass. Now, let's see whether or not Paxson has a good position. He does. Also looks like Rivers had more or less floated past him, but contact was made. It went against the Hawks.
Jordan off the pick. Michael's jumper is in and out. Rebound, and there's going to be another foul. It's a loose ball foul, so the Hawks will shoot.
And it's on Charles Oakley, which is his fourth personal foul, as Willis will go to the free throw line, or is it Dominique? They say Dominique will go to the free throw line.
And for the Hawks, that's a good thing, because Dominique is this side of Randy Wittman, the best foul shooter on the Hawks. And Neek is one of those guys. You've seen this with Moses Malone. He actually shoots fouls even better when the pressure is on in the fourth period.
Well, you talked him into that. Normally when you build the guy up, this is the free throw.
I've seen him hit an awful lot of them, though. Dominique has 31. And the Hawks by 2. Well, we are building to one heck of a finish in this ballgame. 83-81 Atlanta. Oh, honey. Paxson off the Corzine pick. Now here's Brad Sellers. The jumper is no good. The rebound. Rivers kept it alive, and Willis caught it. But Rivers made a big play there. Bertella said, come on. He wants Hawks to run. Right wing Wittman off to Rivers. Off the weak side pick comes Dominique. And he gets to get it way out front. Dominique, the long jumper is short. The rebound, taken away by Oakley. Ahead to Jordan. Jordan got fouled and he got fouled.
Well, they have Michael Jordan in open court coming to you is really something tough. This time you see the long pass over to Jordan. He crosses over on Wittman, and Doc Rivers comes back to help, but the foul is called.
That's good defense, though, when you're playing against Jordan, just to give him 2 foul shots. Good over-the-field tackle.
This is true.
Michael has 23. He can tie the game with a foul shot. 5.5 remaining. A long way to go. Willis posts up low left. Kevin, double team. Doubles. Rivers drives the seam. Koncak down low. Got the ball bumped, knocked away. Koncak regains. Back to Rivers. Randy open short. Randy gets the rebound and gets fouled.
Excellent hustle by the Hawks that time, as they did all the right things against the pressure defense, the double teaming, and Michael Jordan making the block on Koncak's shot, and then Doc Rivers making an extra pass to Wittman, who knew that the 24-second shot clock was running out, put up the shot, and he was fouled when he missed his own shot following it up. A lot of things happening right now, John.
On every play. Oh, it's fun. This is basketball really great, especially at these times. Randy has made them both. He has 4 points in the game. Atlanta by 2, 85-83. You see the time remaining. Jordan posting up against Rivers. Paxson, the long jumper, is no good. And the rebound sneaks down by Wittman. Paxson took that long jumper a little too early. Rivers across. Off the weak side pick, Wittman, they go down low and stolen, but there's another foul. Yo, it's a kick. It's a kick. It's a kick. And Steve Javi, by rolling his hands, was saying another 24.
Yeah, but that pass did not come in from that side. It should come in not from the head of the circle, but from the side. Again, the Hawks get a big break this time.
Now Rivers with Dominique low left. Up high Wittman. Randy should take that jumper. Did not do it. Wasn't in rhythm. Down low Dominique. He invents the drive. The runner is banked up and out. The rebound taken away by Oakley. John Paxson to Jordan. Jordan will live with the ball now in the final few minutes. Swinging now, Corzine on the baseline. Sellers missed it. Dominique gets the rebound. Ahead Rivers. The Hawks slowing up a bit, and Mike Fratello wants them to run. Rivers front court. 4 minutes remaining. Atlanta by 2. Meek sets the high pick. Rivers using the pick. Jump passing for Dominique's open jumper. No, rebound is loose off Corzine out of bounds. Last touch by the Hawks.
Well, the fans here they were wanting a foul over the top by Koncak as we have a timeout by Chicago.
There is a timeout with the score. The Hawks 85 and Chicago 83. Remember, a week from tonight, next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we'll be with you on the Hawks TV network and Channel 46 in Indiana against the Pacers, who are becoming one heck of a ball club.
Well, they've gone on the road exactly on the West Coast, and they've come away with a couple of victories so far here in the fourth quarter. Atlanta is 4 for 15. Chicago is 3 for 13. The reason why the percentage is so poorly is because right now in the half-court offense, they're settling for nothing but outside jump shots. They're not looking down inside.
Atlanta leads by 2. Excuse me, but Atlanta by 2, 85-83. Here's Jordan trying to tie it up.
Walk.
And he got fouled, a 2-shot foul.
Excuse me, he did walk. He used both of his feet to get himself open that time. Doc Rivers taking the fake, picking up the personal foul as Jordan goes to the free throw line.
And Jordan makes the first. I think Rivers got hit. He also has 4 fouls. Jordan can tie it up. Jordan has 26. We're tied at 85. Rivers and Wittman with Willis, Koncak, and Dominique. They're going to Dominique. On the drive, he got bumped, and his shot rolls off, but he gets 2 foul shots. Down the stretch, you go to Jordan, you go to Dominique, you go to Bird, you go to Magic, you go to your big guys, and you get a guy like Dominique. He either will score, get fouled, or so many guys will be draping on him, someone else going to be wide open.
Well, Dominique goes through the free throw line. He misses his first of 2.
Meek has 32, Atlanta by 1. 86-85, Paxson and Jordan with Oakley, Sellers, and Corzine. Here's Jordan. Michael, baseline. And he got fouled again.
Well, it's awful tough because, as you said, the Bulls will give the ball to Jordan. This time the left side of the floor. He did not walk as he makes the baseline move. And you see the Koncak made a pretty good play up top, but there was contact down low, and that's where the foul comes.
Jordan, 27, has tied it. Now he can give the Bulls the lead. 87-86, Chicago. Rivers front court. Off the pick on the right side comes Wittman with Willis low. Kevin, the hook is no good. Rebound taken away by Michael Jordan. Jordan off the Oakley pick. He hit it and got fouled.
Michael Jordan coming off the pick. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he is not looking for his teammates. All he's doing is trying to work where he can get the shot off, and he does have a chance for a three-point play. He wasn't looking to pass, not a second in that particular play.
Jordan has 31, 12 is period. Atlanta calls time. Timeout on the floor. And the score, Chicago 90 and Atlanta 86. The great Michael Jordan has taken over the game in the fourth period. Jordan has 12 this period. He has 31 for the game, and he's given Chicago a 4-point lead with 2.5 minutes remaining. John Sterling, Butch Beard at Chicago Stadium, a madhouse. There's Michael. Atlanta has the basketball. And Butch, even though it's not the game, it's a very big trip down to the Hawks. They almost have to score.
They're in a must situation where every time they have possession of the ball, they have to get up a good shot, not turn it over.
Dominique. Spinning. The layup is good. Great drive by Dominique.
And he used a fingertip roll from about 12 feet to score.
He has 34. Dominique. Paxson front court. You know they're going to look for Jordan, and the only defense is to keep him away from the ball. Dominique is not playing Jordan. Rivers is playing Brad Sellis to get Dominique on Jordan. Here's Jordan. They finally got 3 on the shot clock. Jordan invents the shot. No good. Rebound. And it's taken away by Oakley. And Chicago gets the ball outside. 1:45 remaining. Jordan off the pick. They open up the right side for Jordan. Someone's got to help out. Jordan on the drive. No good. Rebound. Corzine lost it out of bounds. Last touch. And Chicago calls timeout. It'll be Chicago ball. Atlanta helping out, but it's unbalancing them underneath. There is a timeout on the floor. Timeout for the score. The 20 seconds, so we'll stay here. Relax, everybody.
Well, I was totally surprised that Doug Collins would call a full timeout. He only had 2 timeouts and a 20 going down the stretch here. He uses his 20-second timeout. He is now wanting his ball club to execute on the offensive end. He wants to score this possession because everything is important, as we've said, but they are really now working the offensive boards in Chicago.
You can see that people will say, well, Atlanta couldn't get a rebound, but one of the reasons they can't get a rebound, they have Dominique on Jordan to try to stop him. Rivers is playing a 7-footer, and everyone and his brother jumping at it. Jordan, so it unbalances you so much, you're not near your man. In fact, you don't have any man.
That's right.
And that's what the great players do. Jordan brings it into Paxson. 1.5 minutes remaining. Chicago by 2. Dominique playing Jordan without the ball, trying to keep him away from him. Now Jordan has it. He gets doubled. He gets doubled by Wittman and Dominique. Jordan. No good. Koncak the rebound. Atlanta can tie. And Riddell says, get the ball up the floor. He wants the Hawks to run. Rivers. Dominique. Double. Rivers draws the seam. And jams. That's how you take advantage of the double team when you got a terrific player like Doc Rivers. Just over a minute. We're tied up in a terrific basketball game. Tied at 90. Paxson. Jordan comes off the pick, but he can't get the pass. Dominique is in his shirt. Paxson, 8 on the shot clock. Paxson and Corzine. Corzine invents the shot. And made it. Chicago by 2. Atlanta's going to call time when they get over the line. 45 seconds. Atlanta calls time with 43 seconds. Timeout on the floor. Timeout with the score, Chicago 92. And the Hawks 90.
Well, I think it's going to be a 20-second timeout because
Atlanta called a 20-second timeout. They're down by 2 with 43 seconds remaining. Atlanta could get it 2 out of 3 possessions. Now here's Rivers. You know they're going to open the side. They do for Dominique. The side is open. Dominique on the drive by foul. It's a 2-shot foul.
well, Dominique did exactly what you should do in that situation. They are going to be able to get a 2-for-1 before the game is over. That time, Dominique going to the hoop right away. Just as soon as he saw it, the situation, he went to the hoop, The Hawks are 20 out of 34 at the line, but these are two very important free throws.
This will tie the game. Dominique has 36. The ball game is tied at 92. And now, believe it or not, but it kind of swings a little bit in Atlanta's favor, but we have to take a timeout. And we'll tell you about that when we get back, right after this. 36 seconds remain. Chicago has the ball. We're tied at 92.
And
John
really
Sterling
surprises me. I'm sorry, John. I didn't realize that the Bulls would take the ball out at all the way full court. I thought that they would take it to half court.
Atlanta will get it back. Here's Jordan on the drive, and there's going to be another foul. With 28 seconds, so they'll get it back. If it's Rivers, he fouls out.
Well, now I know the reason why that Doug Collins wanted to take the ball at full court, because he wanted Jordan to get a running start at the defense. That time he crossed over. I thought Doc Rivers was there. Let's see. He crosses over. Jordan's on his way to the hoop. Doc Rivers is there. He's there. That's a charge. But then again, that's a superstar going to the hoop. Here you see the crossover by Jordan. There you see Doc Rivers. Oh, that's close. That is close.
Jordan gets two with 28 seconds remaining. So Chicago did a very smart thing because they'll get it back. Jordan has 32. John Battle has come in for Rivers, who fouls out. Jordan. Jordan has 33. He has 14 in this period. Chicago by 2, 94-92. Chicago is 6-1 this year, and they have played so many nail-biters. They recently lost their only game to Indiana and beat Washington 3 nail-biters in a row. Well, before we go into the huddle, I guess what you have to decide, Butch, is where you want your other players to be. We're going to look at some of the. This is the last play, and Rivers was there. That was an offensive foul in our opinion, but we could be wrong. Anyway, you know Dominique is going to get it, and you know Chicago is going to double or triple. Then I guess you have to decide where you want to put your other people.
Well, that's true. I mean, right now, what the coaches are trying to decide is whether or not they want to bring the ball half court. I was really surprised that Doug Collins took the ball full court, but the reason why he did that, he got the ball in Michael Jordan's hands right away so Jordan could take advantage of the defense, and his player was able to score with the free throws. Now, Mike Fratello is going to have to make the decision of whether or not he wants to bring the ball half court, get it in, and then look for Dominique Wilkins on a set play. I would like to see them get Dominique on the move down low, not isolate him one-on-one, because in that situation it gives the defense an opportunity to come to him and force him to turn the ball over.
When Dominique gets doubled, the first pass is up top to Rivers, and Rivers has fouled out. But a reminder, John Battle is very good one-on-one player and is very good off the dribble. He can go to the hole because he jumps so high, but he also can go up and take a jumper. The problem is, without Dominique, the rest of the team outside of Randy Wittman, very poor foul shooting. Sparrow comes in to play defense. Sparrow and Jordan. So to get the smaller Paxson out, there's Doc. Sparrow and Jordan with Oakley, Sellers, and Corzine. Hastings is in to bring the ball in from midcourt. Hastings, Willis, along with Dominique in the backcourt of Battle and Randy Wittman. You see the time, but Atlanta will take the first best shot available. Ball is tipped out of bounds by Chicago.
Now the Hawks have 2 full timeouts as Mike Fratello is telling his ball club now to make sure. He says he wants a timeout, I think. He wants to regroup.
Hey, nothing. No seconds went off the clock. And for Atlanta, believe it or not, they would like some seconds to go off the clock, because if Atlanta scores, they would like Chicago to have as little time as possible.
Patello, we're watching Patello. I will tell you exactly what he's talking about. He wants the defensive man to give his passer a little more room because you don't have the space on the side out of bounds that you have in most arenas here, especially with us broadcasting here and telecasting and doing all these other things. But I don't know if the officials is going to give him that space in order to make that pass. That's what he's looking for, the advantage right now.
Well, the Hawks have to get the ball in bounds. I guess that's the first step, but they have plenty of time. They have the full 24, and there are 28 seconds remaining still, and Chicago has a 94-92 lead. You know Dominique will handle the ball. You want Dominique to handle the ball because he has the talent to get in the lane, and that's really what you want. But just a reminder that Mike Fratello's biggest coaching here is how to disperse the other members of the team, because you know Dominique is obviously going to get doubled, and you want the ball to get in the hands of a battle to drive and maybe pull up. And on the other wing, you want a Randy Wittman.
Well, Randy Wittman will no doubt spot up on the weak side of where Dominique gets the ball. The important thing that you have to deal with here is whether or not you want to get the shot right away, or do you want to nurse that shot clock and the game clock. I think if you can get it right away, you should go ahead, because I think Chicago will call their last time out, which will still give you an opportunity to get another shot left in this game if they should happen to score. It looks like if the Hawks score, we got overtime on our hands.
Antoine Carr now checks in. Dominique will bring the ball inbounds, and Hastings goes out. So it's Willis, Carr, and of course Neek bringing it in. Battle and Randy Wittman. Atlanta down by 2. Here's Battle. Directing traffic. Here's Carr, and they want to swing it to Dominique. Carr, Dominique. Jordan playing Dominique. They open up the side. The runner by Dominique is short, and a rebound. I think they called a foul, and they did call a foul. And Charles Oakley will get a couple of foul shots with 8 seconds remaining, and the only chance the Hawks have is if Oakley misses 1 of 2.
Well, you're right. What the Hawks did, they isolated with Dominique 101. I'll tell you what, Jordan gets away with the push right here. You're going to see it. Now, there's the foul. He got away with it. And the shot goes up, and Oakley gets fouled.
Well, Jordan got 2 great calls tonight. One on the offensive end and one on the defensive end. And don't think Mike Fratello didn't indicate that. Well, the Hawks, if Oakley makes this, then Atlanta will have to go for a 3-point field goal. If Oakley misses it, then go for a 2-point shot to try to tie it with 8 seconds remaining. So here is a big fat foul shot from Mr. Oakley. 8 seconds remaining. Chicago by 2, 94-92.
And he's doing a lot of thinking right now.
Atlanta calls time. Atlanta has 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Atlanta down by 2, 94-92. Hastings with Dominique, Battle, Willis, Wittman. Corzine pressing the ball. Cross-court Battle. Battle on the drive. His jumper is no good. Rebound. The jumper by Willis is no good at the buzzer.